Hey Runner Nation, welcome back to episode 3 of the Village Cleaners Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Chris Engesser, and we're going to be talking to head coach Josh Kamrass today, as well as defenseman Matt Barnes. But we've got a lot to cover. Before we get to all that, let's take a look at the week that was. The well-rested Corpus Christi Ice Rays came to town for a 3-game series, and they gave the runners all they could handle, taking the first 2 games 4-3 and 4-1 respectively. Saturday's game was a revelation of the weekend, though, as the RoadRunners fought back both literally and figuratively. We'll pick things up at the end of the first period, with Corpus ahead 3-1. With less than 30 seconds to go, a brawl erupted alongside the Topeka bench that sent 7 players to the penalty box and resulted in a 5-minute power play for the runners heading into the second. That's when DJ Busdecker lit the lamp for the Roadrunners on the second power play goal of the game, and the comeback was on. Moments later, Marcus Russell and Christian Sanda stunned the Ice Rays with a shorthanded score that tied the game at 3 apiece. Corpus would retake the lead on a David Thompson goal, but Busdecker would strike again, tying the game with team captain Marshall Bowery, putting the Roadrunners on top less than a minute later, and were headed into the third period with a 5-4 lead. All told on the game, Topeka had 3 power play goals to the Ice Rays 5, with the teams combining for a total of 192 penalty minutes. Corpus Christi would tie the game again twice in the not-so-final frame, bookending their scores around Alex Fry's netter that sent the game into overtime tied at 6. It was in that 5-minute sudden death period that the Roadrunners showed their mettle. After killing off an early penalty, Andrew Hart and Will Schlagenhoff connected with Matt Barnes, who fired the puck into the net for a heart-pounding 7-6 Roadrunner victory. The win moved the Roadrunners into 5th place in the division with a 5-7-0 record. Looking ahead to this weekend, Roadrunner fans, the Runners are going to be battling the Springfield Junior Blues, who come into the weekend with a 3-7-2 record. The games take place this Friday and Saturday night, October 14th and 15th, with the puck dropping at 7 o'clock both nights. Make sure you're there particularly Saturday night, as Stormont Vale is partnering with the Roadrunners on Diabetes Awareness Night. That's where the Roadrunners and Stormont Vale will be battling for a cure. Why don't you check out TopecaRoadRunners.com, our Facebook page or Twitter page, or give us a call at 785-286-7825 for more information on how you can help be a part of the action. Now, following the series, the Roadrunners are going to go on their longest road trip of the season. They won't be back until December 2nd and 3rd, so mark your calendars, folks, and that's when everything starts back here at Landon Arena, here in the season of giving, and we'll be giving you a lot of hockey right here at the Nest. Now, let's welcome back to the show head coach Josh Kamrass. Coach, welcome back to Coach's Corner.
Thanks, Chris. Glad to be here again.
Well, hey, Coach, I want to congratulate you guys on the game Saturday night. What was your biggest takeaway from this past weekend?
The weekend was it was a tough weekend, I think. You know, we gave away a few points. 3-3s are tough. But Saturday was it was one of the most fun games to be a part of as a coach. I know the players had a great time. Corpus played hard. We played hard. There was a lot of penalties, which you want to see that get under control. And I think the biggest thing we took away is we got to work more on our special teams, and we've been doing that so far. So that's a big area that we took away from this weekend that we got to get better at.
Now, for facing Corpus for the first time this season like y'all did, it's like the two teams took an immediate dislike to each other. I mean, we were almost chippy from the moment go. What conditions arose that you were noticing that may have caused that kind of friction?
I think it's the two teams' mentality. You know, both teams want to be aggressive. They want to be in your face, and both teams play that style. And I think that's kind of what attributes the toughness in the game. And as it progresses throughout the game, you see it kind of build and build. That's just the way that both teams play. And you know, it's fun hockey. I think the fans got a good show this weekend. All 3 games were fast-paced and a lot of goal scoring. And you know, our guys were good a lot of the parts, but the parts that we weren't playing our game, we really struggled. So we got to fix that and be more consistent. For sure.
Now, looking back at that dog pile at the end of the first period on Saturday, it kind of felt like that outburst of emotion was the turning point of the game. What was the mood in the locker room in the second period?
The mood in the locker room was good. Obviously, the guys were pretty fired up after that. For us, we made sure that the guys controlled their emotions and used that as more of a positive experience and not one that drags you down, and you can very easily lose control and play, you know, outside of who you are and what you should be doing. So we made sure our guys were focused, and you know, that if you take that as a positive, it can be a learning experience and a growing experience for your team. It can also go the other way very quickly, and things can get out of control with our emotions. So we did a good job of harnessing that and using it as a positive and coming out the second period with a lot of tenacity and aggression.
And of course, as fun as it was to watch, it's not something that you want to repeat every game, right?
No, there's you lose a couple players out of that for this weekend coming up, but it's one of those things where it's part of hockey. There's a lot of emotions. It's a fast game, and a lot of stuff's going on, and sometimes that stuff's just going to happen. And that's what makes hockey so fun, is that you can show that aggression and you can have that intensity, but at the end of the day, you got to score goals and you got to win the hockey game.
For sure. Now, moving ahead, what can you tell us about our next opponent in Springfield Junior Blues?
Springfield's a good team. They play fast. I know they've had a few injuries, but we have to play our game. We talk about it every weekend here, but it's so important that our guys every weekend get better and continue to grow. No matter what the score says, what happens in the game, we have to be better. On the special teams, we have to be better in the D zone. And right now, I think we've given up far too many goals, and that's a team thing. We talked about it last week, but we really truly have to be better in our own zone, and we have to defend better. And that's what we're looking for this weekend. We've been able to score goals, which is great, but defending and not letting the other team score is right now needs to be our mindset. And Springfield can definitely put the puck in the back of the net, so we got to be good.
Coach, now Springfield this time last year, it seemed like we were playing them every weekend, just a large block of games against them. Now, knowing the team as well as you do after that period, what kind of insight can you pass on to the players in terms of how they will prepare for the game?
Every season's a little bit different. Obviously, last year we played Springfield 12 times before Christmas, which is quite a bit. There's a little rivalry built up. Every year it seems like, with us in Springfield, it's back and forth. And, we want to make sure that our guys, right from the drop of the puck, know what kind of team they're going to be playing against this year. And, I think we play them 10 times, so this is the start of that series. And we got to be good, and we got to show Springfield what Topeka is all about this year.
Absolutely. Coach, now after this weekend, you guys are going to be going on a long road trip. In fact, won't be back here at the Nest until December 2nd and 3rd. How do you prepare the team for being away from home so long? Is it a chance for a positive, or does it kind of wear a team down after a point?
No, going on the road is a lot. It's great. The guys get to spend a lot of time together. The hotel, locker room, bus. It's a fun time for the team to grow. We need to be good. We need to play our game on the road. So far on the road, we've been really good. We've played solid hockey up in Blaine, and we just have to continue that. And every team goes through it. It's just part of junior hockey. You got to travel. You got to ride the bus. It makes for fun times and good memories.
Absolutely. And what is your favorite part of being on the road? Specifically aside from, like Clint Garris pointed out in episode 1, going to the Walmart candy aisle.
Yeah, we may have to take the Walmart out just because Clint said that. So, no, I think the best part is just being with the group. We get to know the guys a little bit better as coaches. We get to spend more time with them, and really we get to spend more quality time with them. We get to go out to dinner, and we have a rule where the guys don't use their cell phones at dinner, and that seems to be for this group. It's pretty tough. This day and age, the kids they have everything they need on their cell phone. So,
well, how are you going to Snapchat dinner if you don't have your phone?
That's there's a lot of things that they're not able to do at dinner. So it makes for a good growing experience for the players, and ultimately it's you kind of take it back a little bit more traditional. Back in the early 90s, and when they didn't have cell phones, and you had to sit around the dinner table with your family and spend good quality time. That's what we're all about on the road.
Well, outstanding, Coach. Well, hey, we wish you nothing but luck this weekend. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me again.
Now let's welcome to the first time for the show a first-year RoadRunner and the guy who nailed in the game-winning goal this past Saturday against the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. That's defenseman Matt Barnes. Matt, welcome to the Coach's Corner.
Thank you. It's good being here.
Well, hey, first of all, welcome to Topeka. How are you enjoying your time here so far?
It's a good time. I like the boys. I like the city a lot, so I think I fit in well here.
Excellent. Now, let's go back to this past Saturday and that game-winning goal that you had. Really, I hadn't seen the arena that excited in quite a while. Could you walk me through that game-winning goal? It looked like a drawn-up play, like you guys had practiced that a lot.
I'd like to say we did, but I saw Schlags pick up the puck. He did a nice little circle around and kind of waited for the other team to get a little miscombobulated. And then I kind of waited it out on the blue line and tried to find an open seam, and luckily Schlags saw me, so I took the puck and saw a quick hole, so I try to shoot it there. Luckily, it got there, and yeah, like you said, the fans went nuts, and it felt great.
Outstanding. You guys really turned it on at the beginning of the second period in that game. How much of a boost did the team get with just the kind of commotion that occurred right at the end of the first period?
I think throughout the whole game, it was kind of a consistent wave coming from us. But yeah, the first period definitely gave us a big boost. Everybody wanted to fight for everybody. So the good thing about our team is we're all brothers, and when one person's doing well, we all kind of want to push off of them and do well also. So yeah, I think we did well with that.
Many of our fans may or may not know you're from Ontario, Canada. What's the biggest difference since you've been down here that you could tell from the style of play that you learned growing up to the style of play that they have in the NA?
Yeah. Well, coming back from Canada, I think our systems are a lot more, I wouldn't say as physical and whatnot. I think coming down to the NA and especially the South Division, it's a lot more physical. So you always have to keep your head up and almost expect a hit coming, whether or not you have the puck or not sometimes.
Right. No, one of the things, and actually, glad you mentioned that. Just for me, looking up top from the broadcast booth, you actually seem to be one of our more physical players, so it seems like you've adapted really well to it.
Mm-hmm. I think throughout my whole career of hockey, I've been a physical player, so I try to bring that to wherever I am playing. So that's good that you noticed that. I'll try and keep it up, but yeah, I'd say I'm a pretty physical player.
Excellent. Now, how many ice rinks do you guys have up in Ontario? Us here in Topeka, of course, we're kind of limited to the one sheet.
Yeah. Well, I'm from Barrie, so I think we've got 6 or whatnot. I think ice rinks are pretty common anywhere you go. We have kind of community centers where they got pools and whatnot, but hockey is a thing that all Canadians kind of do and love, so I think ice rinks are pretty persistent throughout the whole city. For sure. Now,
I was told you guys got a river up there, freezes over in the winter, that you might have skated a lot of kilometers on that. How many kilometers have you skated?
Like I said, I'm from Barrie, so we have a big lake that freezes. I don't know, if you were to skate across it, maybe you could get like 20K or whatnot, but it just keeps on going, yeah.
Wow. Sorry, I have to apologize for that one. That was from Bob Pope, the equipment manager. You wanted to throw that out there. Now, a lot of fans get curious just by some of the different types of protective wear players wear. You go with a full cage over the half shield. Is there a benefit that you see to that?
Honestly, I get chirped all the time for that, but I lost a tooth last summer. I used to wear a visor, and then I got hit in the tooth, and I said, forget that. I went through a surgery and whatnot, so I got a big lip and whatever. So I decided to wear the cage, and I feel a lot more comfortable and protective with it. So
I'm with you. I love my teeth. The last thing I would do is just put them out there. So, well, hey, I'm going to let you go, man, but thank you so much for being with us on the Coach's Corner. Look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Thank you.
And now it's time for a new segment on the Village Cleaners Coach's Corner. We're going to go inside the game and have the head coach break down the play of the week.
Hi everybody, this is Coach Kamrass. Welcome to the first edition of Inside the Game, Plays of the Week. This week we have Jeff Mikowski's goal from October 8th against Corpus Christi. This is an important goal. It's the first goal of the game, and it really set the tone. Going up on the power play early in the game, Jeff did a great job of reading the numbers and the situation and finding the open ice. We'll hop to the clip and walk you through it. Let's take a look at Mikowski's goal. We'll play it through and then rewind it and walk you through it. You'll see here we step out with good speed. Mikowski gets one step on the defender, walks in with a quick release shot in the back of the net. Let's go ahead and rewind that and walk you guys through it. We're looking at Mikowski's goal. You'll see Rosenbaum is set up behind the net. What Rosenbaum is doing is he's waiting for Barnesy to go on his change so we can get a fresh body out there. And he's also waiting for these guys to get into their routes so we can attack with speed and come out together. It's important for these guys to get to their routes. So you'll see Schlagenhoff, he's going to be coming here to swing his route. You'll see Fry, who's going to be swinging deep to get speed and run his route. As soon as that happens, Jake's going to step out and attack the middle with speed. If we run it through, you'll see this happening. There we have Schlagenhoff coming through. Okay, pause it right here. We'll see. Barnes went for the change, and Russell was the fresh body that came out. You see Russell come through the middle. Now he's attacking through the neutral zone with speed. We see here we got width to our attack. We got Schlagenhoff who's cutting through to support that play. Rosenbaum's got his head up, ready to make a play. We got 3 Corpus Christi players here in the neutral zone, meaning there's a lot of open ice, white ice behind those guys. We want to try to attack that. You'll see what Mikowski does at the next level is he finds that soft ice, makes eye contact with Rosenbaum. Go ahead, Chris. You'll see your pause right here. Mikowski found that soft ice right back here in between the 2 Corpus defenders, and he's off to the races after he gets 1 step on that defender. You'll see here as he goes. Go ahead. 1 step, quick release shot, back of the net. That's a great read by Jeff Mikowski and a great find by Jake Rosenbaum.
Don't forget, runner fans, you can be a part of the RoadRunners Coach's Corner, brought to you by Village Cleaners, by sending questions in the comment section below or heading over to Facebook and Twitter. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you next week.